Are you searching? Are you looking for something new, something different? Are you being called to your ancestral roots? The Modern Sages podcast is a tribe of women that believe in exploring beyond the broken constructs of society. We believe in empowering women to embrace the medicine within, all with an open mind, baby. Perfect. So it looks like we are now live. So
Hello, everyone.
I have, for those who have followed along with the podcast, Candace has been a part of this since day one. And she's gone back to school and doing some other stuff right now. So it's going to be nice to have Candace's wisdom and your energy and who you are a part of the group today. So yeah,
I
I'm
love
excited.
it too. I always love getting online with you, Jen, anyway, because I mean, every time we get together, we have such a soul sister connection, and we always have the most beautiful conversations. And I've been missing our podcast time and collaborating and thinking about what we're going to talk about and all of that. And also too all the shamanic teachings. It's just been such a beautiful journey, and it's going to continue. But I'm missing our time together, so I was excited about getting on live today and having this wonderful conversation. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I've missed it as well. So I kind of wanted to just dive in. I know you're in kind of an interesting space right now with what's going on.
Yes.
So we'll kind of just see what spirit has to offer in that space. But for those who are joining who don't know, this is Candace. She is a medicine woman, a shaman, an amazing healer. She is a teacher. You've written some books, you've done so many different things. And so I just felt like we wanted to, of course, always have you as part of the Soul Tribe today. We've had some beautiful conversations that have happened of people really embracing the medicine within. And Candace really has helped me navigate through when I was in a really dark space. She's really showed me the beauty way of shamanism, of healing from the inside out, of going within, finding that healing. And so I'm so happy to have you on today.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. It's so fun. And yeah, I'm on the way back from visiting someone who has experienced a family that's experienced extreme loss. And so I'm in an interesting space right now. I've been really listening into spirit and going where spirit is directing me today. So I wasn't expecting to be getting on live in a parking lot at this time, but this is where I am. And so I'm just under a tree and I'm on the way home and just reflecting on this beautiful journey as a healer. And so I'm just really humbled to be able to be a channel for love and light in people's lives. I mean, this is it's not an easy time to live. It's an exciting time to live in the Aquarian Age, and there's so much opportunity and so much information and so much freedom to really explore our truth. But it's also a very challenging time where people are really bombarded by so much information and so much energy. And so it can also be really difficult to really be able to really connect with that inner voice and to trust that voice of spirit that is inside of us. And so it's really a time for the healers and the light workers to step up.
Right.
And to be of service and to be available to listen to the call, like you call it, listen to the call within. It's so important right now that we trust spirit and that we trust our gifts and that we really self-actualize them and really get out there and help people with these amazing tools that we have. We have them for a reason.
I think that's so beautiful. And, and you're obviously right now in the space in action. You've been helping family navigate emotions and feelings of someone who they're experiencing great devastation with a very sudden passing. And so I love that you're even communicating about, listening to the call within, which is really finding that inner voice, finding that which makes you feel the most alive, which makes you feel healed. But on top of that, those who have been with us this whole day, we've listened to a lot about stepping in, what that looks like, finding navigation in those heavy times. And I feel like you're the perfect person to kind of be closing up this cycle of moving forward, embracing that medicine and actually putting it into action to be a benefit for other people. Yeah.
Absolutely. And, I used to get so caught up in that shadow of perfectionism. It's like, okay, I know that I have these gifts of healing and intuition, but if it's not perfect, then, is it okay for me to go out there and assist and help? And, even today, I mean, I've been working with this medicine for a long time. I've been a shaman for a decade, and I've been doing energy work for 20 years and readings for 24 years. So I've been doing this work for a long time. But even today, like on the way over to the family's house, I was nervous, like I'm hoping I'm, showing up the right time. I'm hoping that I'm going to say the right thing, that everything will go smoothly, that I will be able to bring some peace to that space. But every time I set the intention, which is what I did and my husband did before we arrived, we took the moment to pull aside and pray and just say, please allow me to be a channel of this love and light and peace to this family. Allow whatever needs to be said. And then it's almost like, like we do in Reiki class and healing stuff, I'll say, now imagine putting your ego on a bench.
Yes.
And just setting it aside, and you just get out of the way.
Right.
And trust that, whatever comes through is supposed to come through. Whatever you were supposed to say, you'll say it. You'll do it. You will be that channel, that hand of spirit into someone's life, and you will be there at the right time.
Yeah.
And I had another experience of that today.
Right.
With no validation or confirmation that I was getting there at the right time, or that I was going to say the right thing, or that I was going to deliver the right messages or bring the right energy. I just did it. And it was what they needed to hear. It was what they needed to hear me say and what I needed to do. I was following that prompting. And so, what that witch wound is so deep in all of us. And, it's like, as people, really come into their gifts, we look at other people that are so gifted. We're like, oh, I wish I could be a medium, like the Long Island medium, or this or that, or like, like JENN is amazing too. So it's like other people may come and say, oh, she makes it look so easy. She just comes in and she's so good and this and that. But they have no idea that every single time you deliver your medicine to the world, it is an act of faith. Every single time. It is a leap off the high dive.
Yes.
Every single time. And so if you could just get used to that feeling of surrender, and saying, I'm giving this over to spirit. I'm willing to allow myself to be a channel of love and light to the world, and know that however that shows up is exactly how it's supposed to show up.
Yes. And I think that's so beautiful. And it's the action, it's moving forward, because you can do so much inner work. You can do so much of connection to spirit for yourself. But when you put it in action, it takes things to a whole nother level. It takes embracing your medicine to a whole nother space. By the way, Candace, this isn't real.
Oh, I didn't even notice because I don't have my glasses on.
I thought you noticed. I've been thinking about getting an arm tattoo, but this is a fake one, to see if I even liked it there. I don't think I liked it there. What is it? It's just a flower.
Oh, how cool. I can't see all the details. Oh, okay. Like it's really cool.
Yeah, I realized I was like this. I'm like, I got to tell her. So I was just
seeing. Blind. If I don't have my glasses on, I can't see.
I was just seeing if I liked it there. And I'm not quite sure about that yet. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's so beautiful to like take that and move forward. And it's almost like when we also do that, it gives us the space to embrace ourself more, is when we take that step off, when we move into that space, when we take it to the next level. of embracing and sharing our medicine, it helps us integrate it even deeper in ourselves. So we're blessing others, we're blessing ourselves, we're creating a deeper connection. And so I feel like it goes kind of full circle where it's almost like we're being called to share our medicine. We're being called to first embrace our own medicine, to look at that to find the healing, but then it's also like, and it's time to move forward and helping other people as well at this time. The world needs it.
Oh, desperately. Yes, desperately. And living a heart-centered life is so connected to connecting into your gifts of spirit and your intuition, allowing yourself to be really receptive and to listen to the messages that are being sent to you. And that's so important, because as you open your heart and you're willing to show up to really listen to what spirit is telling you, you never know where that's going to take you in life.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
And the thing is too, is like, you know, oftentimes I feel like, oh, I'm just a beginner. And so maybe my message may seem very simple, you know, compared to others, and maybe they would be able to bring forth more or whatever. But what I also noticed is that whatever it is, even if it's just super simple, truth is truth, and it's powerful medicine. And that was exactly what that needed, how it needed to be said, or what needed to be felt in that moment for all of the parties involved. So if we can surrender and trust in ourselves, in our heart, and trust into the messages or the connection that we feel into spirit, and know that whatever that is was supposed to be felt exactly that way at that particular time, and maybe down the road more will be revealed, you know, in some way to yourself or to those around you. But it's trusting that journey, that opening that you experience by really connecting in with your heart and with your spirit, and trusting in the journey. It's perfect, you know, just the way it is. It doesn't need to be different. It doesn't need to look a particular way, you know. So I think that's important, as people are really embracing that in themselves, is like really trusting that journey, that it is exactly the way it's supposed to be right now. If you just make a commitment to show up, that is 99.9% of the success.
It is.
And being willing to show up and listen. You know?
It's almost fun too, because it's like that space of like uncertainty of like you were saying, you were driving there like worried, like, I hope I'm showing up at the right time and saying the right things. But it's also like in those times that also helps us feel more alive and more human. And it calls on us to trust in spirit, trust in God even more, because it's not about us. We're not the ones doing the stuff. We are just a messenger of delivering those pure messages, or doing that healing, or embracing that space, or looking at that shadow, or any of that. It's like we're just an extension of this truth, this God's energy, this love that we get to be a part of for this short time in this life.
Yeah, and don't discount it. You know, one of the things I come across a lot is, you know, people will ask for a stronger connection, or they'll pray for an answer, and then they receive the answer, and then they doubt it, and they think that maybe they're hallucinating, or maybe they're being misled, or they start to mistrust the information that is coming through. And one thing that I have found again and again is that messages from spirit always come from the big picture. They're always coming from a space of love and unification and healing and peace. I got a hallelujah over there with somebody's engine.
Sing it, girl.
Yes. But anyway, but it brings people together, or it brings a healing balm in some way, or it doesn't create more division, more hate, more chaos. It doesn't mean that sometimes the answers from spirit are always rainbows and unicorns and easy. I mean, it doesn't always mean that, but there'll be like a feeling of certainty and a feeling of calm, knowing that even though it may not be the easiest path, it is the right path. And learning how, with practice, to trust yourself more and more, even when you do come across those difficult places or choices in life, or let's say you are getting a message and you're trying to discern, like, what part of this message do I say or do I deliver to this person? I always say lean on love. It's like whatever information is coming through, if it can serve and help them with clarity and calm and peace, that is the direction always to truth and healing. So it's something we can always,
I agree. Yeah. And I think also in your journey too, that unity and leaning on that love, that brought you to really come to know who Christ was for yourself, and came for you to be brought into that center space where there are so many who are kind of in this navigation and what they're, going through. And it almost feels like in your experience too, is that brought you closer to that space of Christ and his healing and leaning into that. So can you share a little bit more about that in your aspect there too?
Yeah, I think at this time of our lives and in this age, and there's so much information and confusion, and there's also so much hurt.
Yeah.
Humanity has used every excuse in the book to hurt or to create division or to abuse power. And it's sad, because as we're all navigating, like, what is truth for us, and we're getting closer and closer to our heart spaces and really feeling into it, any wounding that happened in that heart space or that connection to spirit, who is how you really are, your power, and who everybody else really is spirit. Anything that's in the way of seeing that truth, feeling that truth, is being called to the surface for healing within us. And this is happening on a collective level.
Yes.
Acting out on the pain and instead really sitting with it and saying, what did this represent? What did this pain represent for me? It doesn't necessarily make it true, but what did that pain represent for me? Well, when this happened, it made me feel less worthy. It made me feel dirty. It made me feel whatever that is for you, right? And really sitting with that and holding yourself in that space of love, like being held by the divine mother and divine father, being held in that space, being allowed to feel those feelings, but to know in truth, your divine right is to awaken to your own divinity and power and connection to spirit and connection to the spirit of all things that are around you. I mean, the power of God is everywhere. It's in the tree, in the grass, it's in the animals, it's in the wind, it's in, it's
like when you think about like Pocahontas, when it's the grandmother Willow and she's like, look around you, like there are spirits everywhere, child. We are part of that divine connection, and there's no separation. We are that divine connection. We are one. Even us, you and me, we are one. We are connected, and we're all connected to God. We're all connected to this higher source of light, of love, of being. And so as we accept each other, as we love each other, it gives us that space.
When opening. Because it begins to help you remember that these concepts of the Lord and the concepts and these beings, these teachings, these faiths, these religions that come from Krishna and Buddha, these are real energies, real beings that you have an opportunity to connect with. It's not just an idea or something that's written on a page. It's like when you start to really heal your heart space, you start really connecting into the wisdom teachings of these great teachers, and you deepen your relationship with them. It's this momentous opportunity of remembrance, of coming, of understanding our greatness, of understanding, of being given tools, like while we're here, because these great master teachers, they gave us, these roadmaps, these words of wisdom. Our ancestors gave us, they left behind all of these stories, all of these scriptures, all of these wisdom teachings to help us come back home to ourselves, to the remembrance of our true nature, of our divinity, but also how to get through this amazing, crazy life that we're living, right?
Yeah.
Of human.
How to make the most of it as well.
So this is why it's so important, I think, people, and this is what I've experienced through this of developing my relationship with the Lord, is that it has helped me. It's almost like I'm holding this rod of power as I walk forth, and I'm centered in this knowing. And it gives me direction and guidance of like, okay, when you come across this, you're going to want to take a right or a left, or you're going to want to come from this place of peace, of love, of forgiveness. You know, there's been so much wounding from over the years of this abuse of power. People say it's the abuse of the patriarchy, but it goes both ways. I mean, it's
Right.
it's masculine and feminine. It's a human nature thing that since the beginning, where people have used things as an excuse to come from a place of fear and separation instead of love and unification. So I really believe that this future that we are moving into, or this opportunity that we have, as hard as it is to be here and live in the Aquarian age, what makes it so exciting is being able to like integrate the wisdom, not throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, I'm mad because so-and-so said this to me and so-and-so said this, or that the faith was believed in this for certain hundreds of years, or this or that. It's like, where is the truth? Like, what is it that I can take from this? Because there's something there for us.
Right.
And that is the wonderful opportunity that we have at this time. And I think it's through, we're capable of doing that because of our and consciousness.
Right.
And that is what also makes this time amazing.
Right. It's for us to embrace and to experience. And we're never, and I think this is important too, is if we shut the door on anything, if we say, no way, no, like not happening, not at all, it's closing us back from being able to expand and to grow even bigger. Like you're saying, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, which is always a hilarious saying. But it's like, if we,
you really think about it.
yeah, if we like limit ourselves so much to it having to be only one way, or it has to be this way, or if someone views it in this concept, they're bad and wrong, like it holds us back from being able to see the beauty that God has given us in every aspect of this human journey. And that's, the point of this soul tribe, of embracing the medicine within with an open mind, because maybe something doesn't work for somebody. Maybe we think, oh, that's not going to work for me, but seeing the beauty that how it helped someone else can spark this new interest of like, oh, well, maybe I can try it in a way that I feel like it's going to align with myself. And then all of a sudden we're like all growing together, but it all comes back to that opening and listening to that inner voice, because it is so easy to rely on other people to give us messages, other people to help us heal, when in reality, it's all about connecting back into source, connecting back into our heart, so that we can move forward in this alignment in our medicine versus relying on other people to bring us to the point that we think we need to get to. And that's what this whole tribe is about.
Oh, so much. And we need your voice.
Yeah.
We need your voice, brothers and sisters. I mean, we need your voice. We need your perspective.
Right.
Because there is a huge opportunity to expand our perception, to expand our consciousness by hearing someone else share their word, share their experience, or share their message, or that those words will bring healing in some way. Maybe it's just understanding. Maybe you don't necessarily see it from that angle, but just to understand where someone is coming from, or to hear their message, can bring some kind of heart opening in us. It's so important that we share that. We share our perspectives, we share our journeys, we share our healing journeys, our stories with one another, because being an observer of someone else's healing journey and how they came into their happiness or peace or gifts is an inspiration to everyone around them. They help inspire others on like, well, maybe if I tried this or I tried that, or I hadn't thought about it that way, or Or, you know what, you're right. I do need to just lean into and trusting myself and my voice. It could be something simple as that. But everybody, you know, I'm just really hoping that our conversation will inspire people to speak up
Absolutely.
and to trust themselves and to share
Yes.
wisdom, because we all have inner wisdom to
We
share.
do. We do. And we're called into that space. This is the time to be able to do that, to share and to speak up and to do those things. I have one question for you that came in on live. Do you ever connect for yourself? Like, do you receive messages, connect in for yourself? How do you do that for yourself before we close up? I know you have places to go.
Well, I do every day. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's so important that we establish daily habits,
Yes.
aligning and connecting with spirit every day. And so for myself, what I do is I always focus on breath work and my meditation. I do the tube of light meditation that we have, the recording that we have on our YouTube channel. I will sometimes pull a card of the day. I do a weekly reading on myself every week. And then when I'm feeling inspired after my meditation, I will pull sometimes an additional card of the day, just to kind of bring myself back to my center and to make sure that I'm really hearing what information is coming through for me. And that is a wonderful way for me to really listen, is actually doing readings. That's one of the, so I pull either, Oracle deck or my own cards or tarot deck, but that is a way that really helps strengthen my connection to spirit when I do that. So I do that daily. If I don't meditate and I don't align, I really struggle to get through my day. It gets so stressful. It almost feels like my day is taking off and I can't quite catch up.
Yeah.
But I start my day with meditation and the tube of light meditation. I do yoga every day as well. And I pull cards. It feels like my day just falls into place. It may be really busy, it may be really hectic, but I get things done and I feel at peace when I do.
Yes, I completely agree. I love all that you shared. I 100% agree, and I'll kind of chime in a little bit more. Before we do that, so we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10 people who have showed up off and on. So I wanted you, Candace. So I've been doing giveaways in each of these calls because, I love gifts. I love giving gifts. I love receiving gifts, everything. So in this one, for this giveaway, we have another selenite candle holder.
Nice.
And so you have the 2 little tea light candles, and it's this really beautiful selenite base, along with a sage bundle that has, this is just like a little cup, like a little tray holder that you can place your sage on, and it's perfect for the fall season, this beautiful silver leaf. So Candace, I want you to just take a moment and think about all 10 and to just pick a number that resonates in your space alongside that. And that's the lucky winner. Number 3 is, okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3 is Amber Zaccardi. So Amber Zaccardi is the lucky winner for number 3, which has jumped on to watch this video for a little while. So yay, thank you so much. It's been so fun, and I've missed working with you, and I can't wait to see you when I come visit.
Yes, and we're going to have a beautiful house ceremony and do some sacred music.
It's going to be so fun. I actually started this, I signed up for this 20-day challenge of a cacao ceremony. And today was the first day. And so you go on for 45 minutes a day, and it was fun. So I'm excited to get to know all of that. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to hear all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Candace. I know you're in the midst of helping a family through the grieving process and, aligning yourself and everything like that. So thank you so much for being here. Do you feel called to connect to your medicine within? have you wanted to strengthen your spiritual gifts? Are you looking for ways to incorporate the sacred into your everyday life? Maybe do you want to have like-minded friends in a tribe who can connect with you? Modern Sages Soul Tribe is dedicated to spiritual seekers like yourself who are embracing the medicine within. Now, in this tribe, we are going to be doing moon gatherings, amazing spiritual gift giveaways, connecting to a soul tribe, as well as hosting mystery school classes. If you are feeling called to connect to the soul tribe, I will leave a link for you in the show notes. Thank you so much for listening to Modern Sages Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us online. Blessings.